Next, we have Petra van Hoopen, and she is going to be speaking to us about SOOSmap, your gateway to Antarctic data sharing. I'll bring up the presentation. There you are. Thank you, Petra.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Petra van Hoopen. I am Scientific Data Manager at the UK Polar Data Centre at the British Antarctic Survey. But I'm also chair of Data Management Subcommittee for the Southern Ocean Observing System, SOOS, that I am representing here today. And in my brief presentation, I'll be talking on behalf of all people who contributed to SOOSmap as a gateway to Antarctic data sharing. So what is a SOOSmap? It's essentially a data tool for not only discovery, but also direct access to observational Southern Ocean data, which are generated from a variety of marine platforms and are maintained and held by a multitude of data providers. SOOSmap architecture is based on infrastructure developed by two projects, Emotnet and SOCIC, and the infrastructure essentially integrates data from a variety of providers using commonly used now technologies such as AirDAP or GeoServer. SOOSmap has been around for a while, and it has been recently significantly redesigned to improve functionality and usability of the portal. And I would just like to highlight only a few key features of the new version to give you a flavor of the potential of the portal. So the main components, there are four main components for SOOSmap. It's obviously the map, which can be overlaid with number of base layers, selectable from the left-hand side menu. And the data sets can be filtered using the matrix on the right-hand side. In a column, so you have various platforms you can choose from, and in the rows you have variables. So you can choose all variables for specific, or variables that are available for specific platform, or you can choose platform and then all the variables that are available for that platform. And the results of that filtering will be available as a data cards at the bottom of the screen. So if you select any of the data cards, it will appear or be highlighted as a blue top corner of the data card. And then all the platforms that are available for that data set are obviously displayed on the map. You can then choose any of them, and that will give you a pop-up menu with more information about that specific platform. You can also filter further using a time frame. And you can download the data in a format of your choice. If you want to see other platforms, you can obviously go to other points on the map, but you can also, if you click on this icon, you can see all the other platforms in a tabular form. But this is still showing you metadata. You can drill down also to that data level. If you click on that little link saying platform page, and that either can be done from that pop-up menu or from the tabular format down there. You can see all the data available for that specific platform, and you can then navigate using the navigation at the top right corner. Some of the, obviously the data will be different for various platforms, depends what is available for each data card. And some of the data cards allow you to see near real-time data where you can then filter by time, and you can then also download the data in a format of your choice. You can also overlay and combine with different types of data. So for example, you can combine gridded data and platform data. In this example, I just selected sea surface temperature as a gridded product. And then you can click anywhere where you can see then information on that specific area. And you can also filter for the gridded product with that time frame menu. And you can then choose a different data set, which you can overlay over this. In this example, I have selected molecular data from the European Nuclear Archive, and you can see all the environmental sequences that are available in that area. And then you can again view the details for that specific area where the sequences are available. You can filter by the time. So you have actually two time filters. One is for the graded product and one is for the platforms. And then if you want to see the molecular data, you can just click on a link that will get you directly to the European Archive where you can explore the sequence data available. This is available now for the environmental sequences, so metagenomic, metatranscriptomic, and we would like to also add amplicon data hopefully soon. Another functionality I wanted to highlight in context of the workshop we had yesterday, we have started to add also cruise tracks for various cruises. So here you can see a cruise tracks from the Polar Stern, which you can choose as a data product, as a data card, as I showed you before. And always when you have something selected, it will remind you in that down corner what data you have selected. And in this case, you can then click on any point of the cruise track and see more information. And if you go to the plot, you can see then all the data available for that specific track. In this case, there is the temperature, precipitation, pressure, and other data sets. And obviously, we can do that for other cruise tracks from other ships, other institutes. And then you can not only choose the parameters, but you can also download them. The last functionality, not the least, but last I would like to highlight is using a download from Polygon. So you can again select dataset as I showed you before, but you can use this functionality with which you can draw a polygon. And then for that polygon, you can download the data only from that specific area. And you can explore other functionalities later in your own time. I would just like to draw your attention that you can also take the data outside or beyond the SOOSmap interface. You can go directly to the RDAP interface, which is where the RDAP is the underlying engine for the SOOSmap, and you can directly work with the data from there. So either the gridded data or tabular data, and you can then visualize them or subset them and download them to your computer. You can also have a programmatic access, so you can specify which with the dataset ID, which dataset from the RDAP you would like to work with, and then with a Python script, as is shown here, you can then interpret the data. So if you would like to contribute to a SOOSmap, you might like to know what kind of data are currently integrated into SOOSmap. So currently we are visualizing data of Southern Ocean circumpolar interest from both national, polar and oceanographic data repositories. We also take Southern Ocean relevant data products and data sets from various thematic resources such as Copernicus, biodiversity, or Ephemer. And also we integrate high value data set and compilations from either SOOS endorsed projects or data sets which were recommended by the SOOS community. So here is how you can access the SOOSmap. And if you would like to know more about the functionalities, you can click on this button down there, which will get you to the tutorial where you can see the overview of the functionalities of the new portal. And we would really like to know what you think, what is your view. So what can we add on the data content side or functionality side? So please do get in touch either using the data@soos.aq, or you can also ask directly Emotnet help desk for technical help. And with that, I would like to thank all people who contributed to the development of SOOSmap, and especially my SOOS colleagues from Emotnet Physics, Antonio Novellino, Francesco Misurale, and Patrick Lynch. And thank you for your attention.
Very much, Petra. You have plenty of time for questions. Questions from the audience?
I'll ask a question. How did you decide or how did the SOOS community decide the variables that in your little the matrix where you first SOOSmap matrix where you choose initially? How were the variables chosen? How did you decide what each of those rows were?
Well, where we had several data resources which both had that specific variable. These were the variables on the top of the priority list, and these were the.
Yes.
The data that you're able to present, are they actually loaded into your system, or do they reside somewhere else and you harvest them out in what the mechanism?
They reside somewhere else, but for in some data sets there is some caching for performance reasons. But if you want to download the data, you will be guided directly to the resource.
I have a potential, well, not thorny one for you, but a lot of times people are very concerned, especially with federated systems, about attribution, especially if eModNet wants to make sure that their data sets are recognized and researchers contributing to eModNet. So how is SOOS looking at attribution? It's SOOSmap, how is it looking at attribution?
Yeah, that's a good question. When I showed you the data cards, on one side was the eye, and on the other side was a small little icon which you can click on, and there is a little bit more description of the data set and also direct link to the provider. And if there is a reference like DOI, then it should be mentioned. But it is possible that we don't have complete information about every data set. So if anybody has information that we could improve it, we would very much.
And a follow-on question, does SOOS keep track of things like how frequently people are looking at particular data sets, or how frequent or how often? So sort of like access metrics. I realize it's not the data itself, but it may be interesting to see, are people interested in temperature collections, or are people interested in the Amory ice shelf, things like that?
I'm not sure if there is any statistics behind that, but maybe we can ask my colleague Francesco if he is online. He might be. Whether they have any statistics.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, can you please repeat the question, because from home it's I have some disturbance in the audio.
The question was whether we have any measure to find out which data sets are being more frequently explored.
Yes, well, this is with some limitation. I mean, AirDAP allows you to know how many downloads have been done, which dataset is the most used one. But with limitation, I mean, in the, for example, you don't know the IP, so the area or the region of the world that it's using that information. The SOOSmap itself, it has analytics behind. So the tool you are using, there is an analytics behind that allows us to know which type of data people are harvesting more. But we are concentrating more on the download because it's the interesting part, but also in which of the variables are the more explored. This is something really a little bit, I mean, difficult, and not difficult, but we have some problem with, I mean, with the, you know, the data are coming from eModNet, so we cannot use some of the tools, for example, Google tools. We are a little bit limited on that, so we have to use other tools, and it is implemented, but we are not actually looking a lot at this type of KPI because it's, you know, SOOSmap, this version is really new, so we have a little bit of still work to do.
Oh, and I can appreciate that it's challenging, but I would definitely say as a repository manager, if we knew sort of how frequently our information was being accessed through SOOSmap or not accessed through SOOSmap, that would encourage us to, you know, try and get more information into you. So just something to think about. Again, I know how challenging it is. Any other questions?
Thank you. It is a good suggestion. Thank you. We will check and the attention of which type of data, which data set it's more harvested.
That would be great. Thank you. Any other questions from the audience?
I do have another one.
Yeah, Alex.
Duplicate data sets. So when data sets are published by both the maybe the host institute or then another aggregation site, what do you do about that? What do you link to when you've got effectively the same data set being published by multiple sources?
Well, we're trying to go to the original, the primary source. So as you know, for example, data sets can be on OBIS, but also in the primary repository. So we try to pull the data directly from the primary repository rather than the aggregator. Because there also the updates are more likely that updates will start from there.
Anything else? If not, we've left plenty of time for a break this morning. We did that by design to give you a chance to talk with one another. I also encourage you to take this opportunity to speak with Rebecca if you had questions that you wanted to ask her. Other than that, we will be breaking until 11 o'clock. So please enjoy and thank you for this morning's presentation. Oh, yes, Helen, do you want to speak directly? Yes, thank you.
Yes, so tomorrow there's an opportunity for anyone who would like it to have a look at either the BAS Herbarium or the BAS Archives. They're quite small spaces, so we've got some sign-up lists over there. There'll be 2 tours, one at lunchtime tomorrow and one at afternoon tea. So please sign up in a slot over there if you would like to.
If you're interested, it's a great opportunity. And Petra, yes.